1, 2, 1, 2. Episode 4. Nick is in the building.
Back.
Fans, welcome. You know I'm Corey Williams, and welcome to episode 4. Nick.
Back like we never left.
What's going on, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm chilling. Had a good weekend.
Yeah.
You know, went out to the NBL game on Sunday, saw the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix and Illawarra Hawks. As you know, we're both good friends with Illawarra Hawks center Mango Mathiang. Shout out to Mango.
Shout out to the brother.
Yeah.
What's up, my brother?
Yeah, so had to go check out and pull up on Mango. Wasn't the best result for the Hawks, but hey, it's one game and we keep it moving.
No doubt, no doubt. What else you caught up to? What else did you
get
into?
After that, I came to let my hair down with you on a Sunday night at Brother Wolf for their 8th birthday celebration.
Shout out to Brother Wolf. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. We had a nice evening there. So it was good to sort of get away from basketball for a couple of hours. But what about you, man? What did you get up to?
Well, we were at Brother Wolf.
Before that?
Yeah, we were at Brother Wolf and had a conversation with the owner, and I was actually trying to become part owner in Brother Wolf.
Okay.
But
diversifying the portfolio.
Diversify the portfolio, man. I gotta work on him.
Yeah.
He's happy where he's at the moment, but I'm working. You know me, I'm a wheel-in dealer. Yeah.
Come on, hey, you let my man Corey.
Come on, Irish P, let's do this. Let's do this. It's my brother, man. Shout out to Irish P. Outside of that, working as usual. Work. Grind don't stop.
Never not working.
Had a fantastic lunch yesterday with some tech startup gurus.
Yeah.
And just understanding that world and that space.
Yeah.
Diversify or die, brother.
I was just about to say, much like your business interests, the people that you have lunch with is very diverse as well. Last time I caught up with you, you're having lunch with investment bankers and finance guys. And,
yeah. I like to be around success.
Yeah.
I like to be around successful people, and I like to learn.
Yeah.
And not everybody that's successful, rich, will give you their time.
Yeah.
So I appreciate their time because this is a different type of school. It's a different type of education. They learn from me, and I learn from them. So, shout out to my friends of the program.
Friends of the program. And look, time is the most valuable thing we have because it's something that you'll never be able to get back.
No doubt.
Yeah, it's always appreciated when people give you their time.
No doubt, because they don't have to.
Yeah.
These are busy people. Every 5 minutes the phone is ringing, getting up, handling business, coming back to the table. So there was a long lunch.
Yeah.
It was about a 4-hour lunch.
Well, I saw the wine bottles on IG too.
Yeah,
I know it was a long lunch.
Another thing that I love are wine connoisseurs. It's an acquired taste.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the education that I'm getting because it's important. That's a different language.
Might see that Corey Williams wine label coming out
No
soon.
doubt, because this label ain't getting no love until some wine label give us some love.
Now we're talking.
No doubt.
Now we're talking. All right, Corey, let's get into a little bit of newsworthy stuff that we want to sort of dissect. And I actually want to talk about a guy he's a former NBA guy, currently playing in, of all places, Taiwan. And that's Dwight Howard.
Shout out to Dwight Howard.
NBA champion, 3-time NBA Defensive
Dunk
Player
champ.
of the Year, dunk champ, all-star, perennial. He's done it all in the NBA, right? Now, I still think he's an NBA level kind of guy.
Right.
He wanted to stay in the NBA. He couldn't find the right opportunity for whatever reason. He's out in Taiwan now. Had his first game the other day. Now his stat line reads 38 points, 25 rebounds, 9 assists, and 4 blocks. Now we know he can do that. The assists was the thing that caught my eye.
Right.
My man's out in Taiwan playing the Magic Johnson style role, doing a little bit of everything. I wanted to get your thoughts on that because, like I said, I still think he's a guy that's a NBA level type player. But I just want to get your thoughts on that kind of caliber guy being out in Taiwan at the moment and playing there.
I think it's fantastic. I think he just put more years on his career. He's in shape. He's still young. He's healthy. But more important, business-wise, he's about to make a lot of bread. not from playing, not from his team. It's so many business
Outside.
opportunities that is going to be in demand for him and his services. He may make more money playing in Taiwan than he did in his NBA career. I'm telling you, because guess what? There's going to be brands that's going to say, you know what? We'll give you equity in the company. He's in Asia.
Yeah.
Don't think just Taiwan. He's in Asia. That's a whole different part of the globe.
Yeah, that's a huge
That's
market.
a whole nother sector, right? Asia. Don't think Taiwan. Think Asia,
Yeah.
right? Who had the most fans and where were they? I'm sorry, Kobe Bryant had the most where was his biggest fan base?
Asia.
Okay. Then.
Same with LeBron James.
Okay.
Same with a whole bunch of
Why in the summertime, where do athletes run to?
China. Yep.
Asia, doing the tour. Why? That's a whole different sector of money.
Yeah.
So for him to be there, on the ground, living and playing there, he got first access to all of them, and they got first access to him. Easy.
And you see what that's done for people like Stephon Marbury, you know, who went out there, again, at a relatively young age, became a legend. He's got a statue in Beijing.
Listen, shout out to Steph. Steph has a museum in China.
Yeah.
A museum.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Kid from Coney Island.
Come on. He coaching now in the CBA.
Yeah.
Icon. Who got a museum that play ball? I don't know nobody with a museum.
No.
And he got the statue because he won the chip in Beijing. That worked out best for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's in a different place, space, mentally, physically, emotionally. He's happy. He's at peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't put a price on that. It's incredible to go dominate in another country and get that much type of love and appreciation.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If the league don't want you, that's all right. There's other places that do. Go where you appreciate it.
Yeah.
Don't go where you tolerate it if you don't have to. You ain't got to stay in America. You know what I mean? Like, go overseas. They rocking with you. Why not?
Yeah. And I think in Dwight Howard's case, and I could be wrong on this, and if I am wrong, please, one of our listeners, correct me. Send us a DM. Let me know I'm wrong. But I think the Taiwanese season runs similar to the NBL. So I think he could be done in, I think, February, March, right? Which leaves him enough time to join an NBA playoff roster. So if he's continuing to put up numbers like 38, 25, 9, it's going to show the world that, look, he can still play. He still
got it.
He's still got it. Come playoff time, he's a championship guy. He's got that experience. He's Dwight Howard, right? Any team could use a Dwight Howard, even if it is as a backup role. At the end of the day, he could just be another body.
Correct.
Right? So I think, him being out there, bit of exposure, continue to play your game, you stay in shape. I look at Dwight Howard, he looks like he's in the best shape of his life.
Right.
My man's has been ripped for his whole career.
His whole career.
Look, go out there. If the NBA comes calling, they come calling. If they don't, you got a spot in Taiwan.
For me, I'm building an empire in Asia while I'm there. That's how. Like, you did the NBA already. You did it. The NBA is a young man's sport. They're going for the babies. They're going for the babies. And as far as his age is concerned, he's not old, but as far as the NBA is considered, he's a dinosaur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want to rock with you. Go to Asia and build an empire in Taiwan. That's what I would do if I'm him. And that's how he's going to get more money. He'll have opportunities to set himself up right, he and his team, to make more money than he ever did in his career.
Yeah.
Plus, he's a funny guy. He's a character. People love Dwight Howard. Look at that big smile like Magic Johnson. People love him. So they're going to flock. They're going to swarm to him if they aren't already over there.
Well, I guess it was either Taiwan or he flirted with that WWE. He had those tryouts in. Did you see that? He was in Nashville trying out for the WWE. Yeah, he tried out for the WWE with I can't remember the wrestler's name, but I guess this is probably easier on the body.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right, Corey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get into this week's Corey story.
Done. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
My favorite time of the show. Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right, Corey, last week we heard about you and your signature shoe, the K1X 187.
Shout out to K1X.
Shout out to K1X. First street baller with his own shoe. born and raised in the Bronx. Now, I know this for a fact, and it's not just you, right? There's a lot of New Yorkers that haven't actually made the trip out west to LA, right? Or if they do, they've done it pretty late in life. I know a lot of New Yorkers like that. They're in their 20s or 30s, and they're like, man, I've got to get to LA. You were one of those people, weren't you? You got out to LA.
In my 40s.
In your 40s.
Damn. So.
Tell us about your first time in LA.
All right. Before I do that, I want to talk about why it took so long to get there. Well, for me, one, there's certain places I feel in the world a man must see single.
Yep.
Let me just put that out there.
I agree.
Right? Two of those places I went to in my 40s. It was a part in my life where I was single. Majority of my time back in those days, like I was married, right?
Yeah.
Bella's mom. So whenever overseas was finished, I had street ball duties, number one. And two, I got a family to go back home to. So the last thing you think your wife, partner is saying, okay, you can gallivant all over them and do vacation without me.
Especially after you've been gone for 9 months.
Especially you've been gone for 9 months. You got another thing coming. Here's how the whole thing goes down. I'm on a white party.
Okay.
All white party on a yacht in New York City. Shout out to my man, Nick Storm. Listen, this is the Nick Storm experience that I got. Nick Storm is a legend in the spirits industry. He's a New York City legend, okay? Worked for Hypnotic. Remember Hypnotic back in the day?
Shout out to the Incredible Hulk.
Shout out to the Incredible Hulk, correct. So he worked for Hypnotic, and he was moving cases all over New York City, the tri-state area. He was moving them. Puff just started. Shout out to Puff Daddy, Ciroc. Shout out to Ciroc. Puff started Ciroc, and Puff found out about this. Who's the dude moving these cases of Hypnotic?
Yep.
I want him with us. Puff headhunts him, gets him, gives him an offer he couldn't refuse. He's now head of Ciroc. Over 1 million cases he's moved. He's an icon in the spirits industry.
That's numbers.
My man, right?
Yep.
So he had invited me. Our relationship began on Instagram because, I'm never really home for real, right? So it was a street ball tournament I played in, and it was a celebrity game. I came at halftime. His team was winning. I get on the other team, bust his team ass, and win. So from that point on, like, we were cool, right? So we went to the after party at 4040, and we switched numbers or whatever. We followed each other on the gram, and then after that, he watched me in Australia from afar. So when I came back, he was like, yo, bro, man, like, I got mad, like, he mad love for me.
Yeah.
And the relationship built like that. So as we're on this yacht, he's like, yo, next week, BET Awards, you should come to L.A. I was like, it might have been like 20 people with him.
Sure.
At this space where we were at. And he's like, you should come to L.A. I was like, I ain't never been to L.A. before. The whole 20 people was like, what? Whose man's is this?
Yeah.
You ain't never been to L.A. before?
Yeah.
I was like, look, let me explain something. Majority of my life, I'm on the other side of the world. I'm not impressed going anywhere you could jump on the bus to get there.
Yeah.
From New York. Let's be clear. So they understood it from there. I was like, yo, I was so far, I would just wanted to travel the world. L.A., I can see it's right there. I want to be in Bali. I want to be in Seychelles. You know what I mean? That's impressive to me.
Get some stamps in the passport.
Get some stamps. I'm on my 3rd passport.
Yeah.
So he was like, look, come to L.A. I was like, listen, I don't know nobody out there. If I come, I'm with you. He's like, come to L.A. I'm like, I'm going to get my ticket tomorrow. He was like, all right, cool. So we continued the party. And I'm like, I don't know if he's fronting for these people or is he calling my bluff? I got my ticket the next day.
Yep.
Screenshot it, sent it. He was like, all right, hit me when you land. I'm like, I just told you I don't know nobody there. So I'm with you.
Yeah.
My man lived in West Hollywood too, House in the Hills and stuff. My man was in the league at the time. And so I already knew I'm staying with him. You know what I mean? I might kick it with you, but I'm staying at my man's house. So I hit him up. I was like, yo, I'm coming to L.A. I'm going to be staying at your house. Just letting you know. He's like, all right, cool. I land in L.A. Called my man, Nick. I was like, yo, Nick, I'm here. He's like, all right, cool. I'm going to pull over right now, send you an address. Sends me an address. I jump in the Uber. Mad traffic in L.A.
Standard.
Get through the traffic. We then start going up the hill. Now, if you've been to L.A., in them Hollywood hills, it's a lot of twists, turns, and all of that. So we going, and I'm like, the higher we go up, the nicer the houses are getting. So I'm like.
And also more expensive.
No doubt. So I'm like, I want to see where we going to end up. Yo, we pulled up. Me by myself, me and the driver, pull up. I was like, oh, shit. Oh, okay. So I'm like, open the door, the garage is there, whips is crazy. And he was like, yo, what's up, man? Welcome to LA. We was on the rooftop or whatever. And the view, first of all, the house was crazy inside.
What are we talking? Like, give us a picture.
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, the house, that house was about 25 mil.
Something
right? The shit was fire, right? It wasn't the $50 million mansion I told y'all about, I think, in the first story. Wasn't that. It was half of that. So 25 million, something like that, right? The view. I'm going to go back. Because everything right now I'm talking, I got the footage. So as we're talking about this, in the video, I'll make sure you see some of this. We upstairs, and the view, panoramic, beautiful. Nighttime, you know, all you see is the lights. I'm just setting the tone of this pad, right? Jacuzzi on the top. Crazy, crazy. Now we go downstairs. Obviously, we having some drinks in the house. He gives me the rundown of how the night's going to go. So he like, oh, yeah, your room downstairs. So I'm like, all right, I'm with him. Okay. He was like, look, here's what I want to do. I want to show you also what I do day to day with my job. He began really befriending me, I think, because a lot of times in that business, in this life, so many people use you because of who you are
and what you can provide for them.
And yeah. So, you know, in the beginning, I think what helped him understand I wasn't like that, and he was real open to rocking with me like that with open arms, was the fact that he watched me from afar doing my thing over here. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, street ball is one thing, but like, what are you doing today? So for him to see what I do, he's like, yo, I rock with you. Yeah. You know, I'm not there. I'm not there to use him. Yeah. You know, so
it's more just like a genuine friendship.
It's a genuine friendship. Yeah. So throw my stuff in the room, shower, switch up, start sipping. You know, it's like, look, here's what we doing tonight. We're going to this bowling alley. Gonna have an event there. I was like, all right, cool. Get to the bowling alley. Wakanda Forever, Michael B. Jordan pulls up, right? So a lot of the stuff, you know, it's industry stuff. Yeah. You know, so Michael B. Jordan is there. You know, Kelly Rowland, that's the homie. Kelly Rowland's there. Meek Mill pulls up. We bowling, and it's a party in a bowling alley, right? And the event's crazy, right? There's a bunch of other people there too. You know what I mean? Like, that's just how it's LA. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Stars everywhere.
That's what it was. That was the first. So what happens is, at the house, then you go to the event. After the event, you then go to the club. Then after the club, then you go back to the house, because, you know, LA closes
early.
Yeah. So then the party goes back to the house. yo, listen.
After the party, it's the
It's the
after party.
So we get to the house. By the time, obviously, we partied all night, so the sun comes up. By the time it's time to go to sleep, there's just strangers in the house sleeping everywhere. And it's like, who are these people? Why are you still here? Yo! Every night. It was to a point where it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
Damn.
Tuesday. I said, yo, by Tuesday, I said, get me out of LA. This is too much.
It broke you.
Yo, the parties got crazier. That was the first night, right? It was BET weekend.
No.
So Puff is putting on, you know what I mean? The Ciroc boys. I was a Ciroc boy that weekend.
Yeah.
That week, really. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about this shit is an experience, man. Like that. Let me explain to you why people chase that life. It's a high you don't come down from. You know what I'm saying? Like the experiences are not normal. You get me?
Yeah.
The females are not normal. The drinking ain't normal.
Yeah.
It's access that you have at the highest level of everything.
That sounds like some Vinny Chase entourage
Yo,
type.
listen,
you know?
man. Listen. You done hung with me before.
I'm usually the turtle of the group.
You know what I mean? You hung with me before. You know, but like LA, I understand how people get turned out in LA.
Yeah.
I understand how I understand. And I was like, yo, I felt like that 2 times in my life.
What was the other time?
Miami. Story for another
That's
day.
another Corey story.
That's a story for another day.
Okay.
We'll get there.
We'll get there, okay.
But like some of the highlights of this trip, another night, it was Sunday, we went crazy. Then after that, we went to Jamie Foxx's house. We went to Jamie Foxx's house and partied there. That right there is a whole nother experience, talking A-list celebrities, yo. Different, man.
How many people can actually say, I was at Jamie Foxx's house for a
man,
party?
like different, man, different. Like I wish some of my friends that's in New York could come on this podcast and just sit. Like I think some of my peoples is coming out here too, right? But just to hear it from another person,
right?
It's like, yo, man, like this. The lifestyle is crazy, man. It don't stop. We went on a Monday to a skate party. All right, we went to a skating
like
rink.
roller skate.
Yeah. World on Wheels. That's when rest in peace to Nip, right? Neighborhood Nip. Nipsey owned it.
Okay.
So we went. So my man Nick is like, yo, Cole, look, today ain't gonna be that crazy. Cause he could see in my face, I'm like, yo, I gotta keep up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he like, yo, Cole, look,
pressure's on.
Today we gonna chill. It ain't gonna be like how it was these other nights.
Yeah.
It's gonna be chill. He's like, we're gonna do roller skating, right? Because roller skating is fun. So in my mind, it's like, he was like, all right, cool, you know, help me set up. So we got mad cases and stuff. Bring the cases. He set up his section and all of that shit. Bottle Girls is there. You know, all of that, whatever. It also was the NBA awards.
Oh, yeah.
In LA.
The end of season awards.
There you go. And the season awards. So, 6th Man of the Year. Lou Williams win. He strolls in. Throws on skates. Begins skating.
Okay.
I was like, okay. Meek and his whole crew come through. Throw on skates. They all start skating.
All right.
James Harden wins MVP. Brings the trophy to World on Wheels. His man got the trophy. I was like, yo, listen. Let me see that trophy. We take pictures with the MVP trophy. I got that too. We'll show you that. That was the fun. I'm like, yo, he brings the trophy to World on Wheels, throws on skates, begins skating.
With the trophy?
No. His man had the trophy, and his best friend was Nip. So Nip was there too, you know, and I'm a huge fan of Nip. And like, I don't get starstruck for nobody. There was times like my second season here, this when we used to travel. I used to travel to do games. Adelaide, Perth was my route. So it was days, yo, like I was tired, yo. I was tired. And I had to get up and catch a flight and go. And I would just play all my life. Been grinding all my life. Sacrifice. Hustle, pay the price. Want a slice. You know what I mean? Got to roll the dice. You know what I mean? And I saw him. I was like, yo, listen, B. You fucking killing them, yo. You killing them. Keep doing your thing. You inspire me. And, like, I don't say that. Like, we see Hov a lot. You know what I mean? Like, I don't say that to nobody. You know what I mean? Like, but Nip was special, man. Rest in peace. Nip was special. But he didn't skate. He a gangster. Like, gangsters don't skate.
Yeah. Nip's a real one. He was a real one.
He don't skate. Gangsters don't skate. So if I'm telling you these people are there, what else is there? Action. Everywhere. I'm talking about, then we left there and went to, let me see if I'm right, King of Diamonds, L.A., but it was called something else. Now, if you know King of Diamonds, that is an iconic gentleman's club. Iconic.
In Miami.
In Miami. Yeah, in Miami. Yeah. And they had it in L.A. I don't know if they call it King of Diamonds, but basically same owners. And we went there, bro. Listen. It wasn't until L.A. was when I can see how, you know how you hear that, yo, this athlete got caught up, gets a stripper pregnant, you know, and this guy, you know, it all goes to, you know. I did not. I used to be like, dude, you know what she want. Why are you getting caught up? You know what this is.
Yeah.
Until I went in there. And then I was like, oh.
So this is how you get caught up.
Listen. I promise you. I was like, come to Australia. I swear. Yo, listen. I never in my life, because I'm a guy like you ain't about to treat me like a John. You're not treating me like that. Game recognized game. I know what you on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, come to Australia.
Yeah, but they're flying themselves out here. You're not flying them out.
No. I will fly you out.
And there we have it. Corey's getting caught up.
Yo, dogs, you don't understand. It is serious out there. It's serious. And I never understood it because back in the day, like, I'm not a strip club guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I'm going in there, I'll probably go there because you want to go. Like Keith. Shout out to K-Dub the Barber. Keith is a strip club connoisseur.
He's the guy that took me to Sin City for the first time.
Okay, there you go. So Keith is the guy, right? The way I love the nightlife, he'll go, my man will go buy champagne bottles, have stacks of money, and give the drinks to he don't even drink.
I was just about to say.
That's his game.
So a quick sidebar here. When we went to Sin City that night, it was me, Keith, and my girlfriend at the time.
Okay.
And Keith, he had money with him that night, right?
He bring it out. He bring it out when it's time to go to I mean, like.
He did exactly what he bought a whole bunch of singles for the girls. He ordered 2 bottles of vodka, and there was 3 of us. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at my girlfriend. I'm like, he doesn't drink. Who's going to drink this? In the end, we had to call the girls over, the dancers, and be like, take a drink.
Yo.
Because Keith's just sitting there having a good time, and I didn't know what day it was I drunk that much.
I'm going to wait till another time to discuss Miami.
Yeah.
And me and him was in Miami. I wish he was here.
I wish he
Shout
was
out
here
to
too.
you, Keith.
Shout out to K-Dub the Barber.
Listen.
K-Dub the Barber. All right. We're going to get into Miami very, very soon. Another great Corey story, man.
L.A., B. L.A.
I want to know where this goes next week. Well, not this particular story, but your next Corey story. We'll be tuned in next week for that one there. We're going to take another quick break. We're going to come back with some more questions from our listeners.
No doubt.
That is classic, Corey. That is classic, man. Like I said, I'm looking forward to next week's story as well. Let's get on to some questions from our listeners. We've had some more coming through.
Yo, shout out to the listeners, man. Yeah. Like, I really appreciate you all. I was out Sunday night after I left you, And as I walk into a venue, the sister comes my way. She's like, yo, Homicide, what's up? Man, I love your podcast. I was like, that's what's up.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what's up. She was like, yo, I listen to all of them. They're so dope. Keep doing your thing. Random. I didn't even know her.
Did she mention me by any chance?
Yo, like I was like, that's what's up.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll be getting some love on the podcast
That's what's
too.
up,
So
man. Much
it's good.
love, y'all.
Yeah, shout out to everyone that's
Shout
been
out to
sending questions
everybody.
through. You can send them through to me at Nick Medellino. Send them through to Corey at C Homicide on IG. We do try to answer as many as we can.
There's
on
so
the
much
show.
coming in. It's hard to get through them all.
Yeah, yeah.
But we trying our best, y'all. Thank you, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep sending them in, man. And we definitely, like I said, we'll answer as many as we can. I'm going to sort of cheat right now, right? And I'm putting my question at the top of this list, right? Because there's a question that I've been meaning to ask you, Corey. And obviously, we've been friends for a very long time. But this is just something that I've never had a chance to ask you. And obviously, you know, you're a very stylish man. I like your style.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to ask you, you know, like, who's your fashion inspiration? Like, is there a particular person that you look to for style inspiration, or that you gather inspiration from? Because I feel like everybody, I mean, even I've got people that I look at and I'm like, yo, I like this guy's style. But is there anyone in particular that you do that with?
Okay. There's no one person.
Okay.
Growing up in New York, you under pressure. At the end of the day, if you don't have any style in New York, you're not getting no girls.
Yeah, facts.
You are not getting no girls. Forget the sneaker, right? Let's park the sneaker, which is extremely important because we get dressed from the ground up. But let's put that to the side. If you ain't fly, you're getting no play. No women is rocking with you. There's a couple of things I had to have growing up in New York. You had to have a nice shoe. It didn't have to be the most expensive shoe, right? Because if you got style, it supplements the lack of funds and resources. We don't care about big labels. Can you put the shit together? Right?
Money doesn't buy style.
Money does not buy style. So coming from the Bronx, we had to be able to put things together correct to supplement not having the big brand.
Yeah.
So you better be stylish. And there was so much style and influence and inspiration in New York City. You know, I might like none of what you're wearing, but it might be one thing I could take away from you that's right for me, and I could implement that into my style.
Sure.
And with that, the ability that I had when, you know, playing basketball, traveling all around the world, I got global influence as well from so many different countries I've been in. I was, you know, just take bits and pieces and add it into the arsenal, and that's why putting it together for me and to me, it's almost effortless. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really like try hard to put on stuff. You know what I mean? Back in the day I used to, you know, but not now. But I get my influence. It's a global influence.
Yeah.
You know, I never wanted to be the fly guy in the hood. That shit is whack. That shit is just in the hood. I wanted to be internationally fly. I wanted to be I could be anywhere in the world and still look good.
Yeah.
That's not easy to do. You know what I mean? So I just get bits and pieces from different places, and that's how I would put it together.
And like you said, you've played all around the world. So, you know, if you're in Paris and you see something there and you're like, yo, if I mix and match that with a look from New York or whatever,
Correct.
It'll come off
Correct.
really, really good. Okay, there you go.
Correct.
There you go.
And
so it's not any one person then.
I also had, you know, my aunts in my family. Like, I come from a fly family. Like, we love get-togethers because we want to see who's coming with what. You know, shout out to my family. I love y'all. My aunts, man, like, they some of the flyest women I've known in my life. And they still fly right now at their old age. Like, they still killing them. And they was rocking DKNY in the 80s. And DKNY got popular 15 years later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of, you know, Vogue, Elle, they getting all of that. All of that they've been on way, way, way back then.
Yeah.
So, you know, it kind of just grew up in the family.
Yeah, there you go. Finally get my answer to that question. All right, moving on. We've got one here from Illy2312, and his question is, who has the hardest job in basketball?
Look. The hardest job in basketball is a GM and a coach position. Easy. Here's why. Their job is in the hands of the players. If the players perform and put on, you're great. Your job is secure.
Yeah.
If the players are not putting on and you're losing, you're the first one. Your head is on the chopping block. So those are two jobs that are extremely difficult. A lot of pressure, and two jobs I would never want.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Look, I bet on myself and I gamble on myself.
Yeah.
Because I know it's up to me.
Yeah.
How I have to perform.
Yeah.
I ain't putting my life in your hands.
I'd rather be a GM than a coach, though, because a GM, I feel like you've kind of got more like leeway to put that team together.
What
right?
if you got less? Your budget is a shoestring budget. You wouldn't want to be a GM then.
Then you better get your Brad, Pitt Moneyball on and start looking for bargain basements after that.
Sound good when you got a huge budget, but if you got that shoestring budget, you wouldn't want to be a GM.
Oh yeah, you're going to be scouting some
and hadn't gotten to the playoffs
in
X amount of years. Sheesh.
I'd still rather be a GM than a coach. All right, next question comes from Nay11. And the question is, ever have any regrets as a player? Any relationships you feel like you mismanaged? Good question.
Ooh,
you got Corey thinking.
Okay. You know, with this life that I've had to create, there's a lot of L's that I had to take. And Hov said it in one of his songs, Unreasonable Doubt, in order to survive, you got to learn to live with regrets. So I had to have a sense of selfishness that, like, there was a lot of things I had to be selfish with. There's like, I chose my career over everything. And like in life, there's choices, you know what I mean? But I had to make a decision that was best for me, because when attempting to do the unthinkable, get out the mud, you got to go 100. Because I'm making sure, if nothing else, I ain't getting stuck in that mud and I ain't going back.
Yeah.
And I was too afraid of decisions that I had to make. If I went with the latter, how would this thing pan out? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's certain decisions that I had to make in order to continue to stay afloat and move forward. So there's definitely regret. There's things that there's regret, but like, if I would ask me if I would do it again, I would do it again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I choose me, man. I've taken L's choosing me, and I'm okay with that because I chose me. But how bad would I feel if I took an L choosing you?
Yeah.
And took the L? Then what's going to happen? I'm going to resent you. So I lose you, and I took an L in the career. Where am I at then? You feel me?
Yeah.
There's some serious decisions that have to be made in life in order to continue to move forward. The successful people, the decision got to be made.
Yeah, sometimes
you know what I'm saying?
Decisions,
this shit is real, man. This is real life. Life is on the line. Life decisions have to be made. And I'm choosing me every time.
All right. We've got 3 questions now, and we're going to use 3 questions from the same person because I feel like...
You know how many people chose the latter and took a L and are sick to their stomach that they didn't go with their gut feeling or go with what they needed to do for them?
And that'd be a different type of regret, right?
Yeah. You lose the main thing, and you lose the race. So you're losing anyway.
Yeah.
You're losing anyway. I'm going to lose with what I know I could continue to move forward with. That's a business decision.
We've got 3 questions here. They're all from Kim Dong Wolf. Now, he's got 3 questions. We had to use these because they're all great questions. So we're going to start off with the first one over here. Now, first question is, if you were injured to the point where you could not play basketball ever again, and this was before you went pro, what would you have done with your life given that your previous proclamations were that you never had a plan B? Great question.
Okay. So let me explain to the viewers when he says the proclamation of no plan B. I have a no plan B mentality. I'm all in. Whatever I say I'm going to do, I'm all in with that. I don't have okay, if this doesn't work out, I have this going on right here. How is this going to work out if you're already preparing for it not to? It's not going to work. So I don't rock with a plan B. This has to work. So if I got injured before going pro, what was my plan? That's the question.
Yeah.
What is my plan A? My plan A is to become successful and get out the hood. If basketball is going to be the vehicle to do that, well, that's what we're doing.
Then
but what's the plan?
Yeah.
The plan is to get out. That's just the vehicle. So if that vehicle ain't it, the plan didn't change. The vehicle changed. So now I got to go use my education, right? I have my degree. I would've just went into what I studied. That's all. And become successful in that. Change children's lives. That's it.
And I have no doubt at all that you would have been successful in that too. Next question we've got here from Kim Dong Wolf. He said, last podcast you stated that you look at the shoe before the person. And he says, what would be your first thought when you look down and first thing you see is a pair of dirty Converse? Now, Kim, I want to answer that on my behalf, right? I have the same thought when I see someone wearing a pair of dirty Air Force Ones, and that is next.
Let me tell you what I think of when I see somebody rocking a dirty pair of Chucks. See, that's the only shoe. It's kind of like when you're rocking a dirty pair of Chucks. Some of the most successful people rock dirty Chucks. So I don't look at a dirty pair of Chuck Taylors like whack. Not at all. I'm like, what are you into? Because a lot of successful people rock dirty Chucks. That's just their thing. You know what I mean? Like when you look at certain people that's like in creatives, they all dress the same. They got like a code. You know what I mean? They got a code. And creatives don't necessarily look like super fly. They just wear all black. That's their code. You know what I mean? So there's certain people, right? The guy behind the camera. You know what I mean? So it just depends who the person is, how I judge what they're wearing. Because you can have all super fly shit on. I used to wear dirty Chucks. I used to rock dirty Chucks. So it's all on how the whole ensemble is put together will determine how I look at a person.
If I'd seen you in the dirty Chucks, I probably would have judged you back in the day. Next question we've got from Kim Dong Wolf. This is the third and final question we've got here. He says, are you really as happy with your life as you appear in the media? Or do you just smile for the camera and go home to a miserable life like many celebrities?
Yo, listen. Everything. That's a good question.
It is a good question.
Because there's a lot of people actually miserable with their lives and hate their lives.
And they just do it as an act.
And they do it as an act for the sake of, keeping up an act, right? Here's the thing. What did I want to do when I was young? What did I want to do? I wanted to become a basketball player, change my life financially, get out the hood, help my mom out, and graduate college, right? And become a successful pro. Did I do these things?
Correct.
Yeah. I wanted to travel the world. Did I do it?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. I wanted to leave the game before the game left me. Did I do that?
Yeah.
Yes. I wanted to then become a superstar in my life after the game. Have I done that? Yeah. I wanted to become I want to become a Hall of Famer within my role in the NBL. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
I go to world events. I wanted to commentate the Olympics. I wanted to go to World Cup. I've done these things. Why am I not happy? Tell me why. How could I not be happy?
Yeah.
The hardest thing to do as an athlete, if you got $1 billion or $1, transitioning after the game. I retired because I got this job. This is season 6. I continue to make sure I work hard and ascend. How could I not be happy? My daughter's in college playing volleyball. Healthy. I'm healthy. How could I not be happy? You understand?
Right, yeah.
That's why when people see me, people light up when they see me because of the energy I come with. It's genuine.
Yeah.
I'm always like this because, that's like Bobby Shmurda these days. Bobby Shmurda it's like, how is he like this?
Yeah.
Because he came out free and he's a legend.
Yeah.
He didn't rat on his friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's just hype. He's high on life. I'm literally I'm high on life.
Yeah.
So.
And I can attest to that. I've been around Corey and away from professional situations and all that sort of stuff. He is exactly what you see on camera.
No doubt.
All right. Again, shout out to the listeners. Thank you for the
Shout out to the
questions.
listeners, man.
Keep them coming. We're going to answer some more of those next week. We're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to get out of here.
No doubt. Oh, man. Nick, I think we're done.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Always a pleasure, never a chore.
Episode 4 in the books. Hope you enjoy, like, share, subscribe, and send in some questions. I'm loving that part because that's how we connect with the fans.
Yeah.
This platform is just a vessel to connect, and I appreciate you all. Word.
And if you see Corey on the street,
Holla.
Make sure you throw a compliment my way too.
No doubt, man. Much love. Thank you for listening. Always a pleasure, my brother.
We out.